Hello, this is Leta. Hopefully, this one is going well. And this is a podcast about my autism and also about my dancing. And also, I'm doing this with my mommy. Also, I love tap dancing. Also, I love my mentors, Miss Chloe, Miss Mon. And also, I love Hollywood. You should go to Hollywood tap dance sometime. It's amazing. And also, I hope you would like this. So, thank you.
Hi, Leta. Welcome to this week's episode of Leta's Tap Styles. Once more on the road from DC Tap Fest is where we're recording this week. If people are in DC and you're listening to this Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, come on down to the West End City Center, DC, and join us. You can join for the whole weekend. You can join for the day. You can join for a class.
You look like a poofy poodle.
You get to see your hair is looking like a floofy poodle because the more you are around DC humidity, the more your hair is floofing.
Why can't it noise like floofy?
Oh, if you get close enough, you can see the stray floofiness. It looks like I haven't brushed my hair. I can tell you I have, but it's all that stray floofiness.
Yeah, but why is mine so floofy? Not like poof.
Your curls are different than my curls. I know. Anyways, the Autistic Wings Dance Company opens our doors to our first season on Tuesday. There is still time to register. We are obviously different than most other dance studios. We are kind of experimental in the fact that we're dealing with autistic kids in a studio designed from the ground up for autistic kids. That means we have more paperwork. One of which is we are coming up with a dance version of an individual education plan. Leta, do you know what an individual education plan is?
Camping for puppy dogs. Genetic puppy dogs. And puppy school is cute because, well, puppies.
Okay, no, it is a sense. I hit my deal. I know you want puppies and everything, but an individual education plan is a piece of paper which the schools use, and it is a legal document with the schools stating what a child needs in order to flourish in the school system. One of the problems you and I have both experienced in the dance world is that I will sit there, I will have hours upon hours of talks with your teachers before we enroll you in a studio, making sure that they are capable of dealing with your issues. And the next thing we know,
Yeah, capable. Definitely capable. Definitely not waiting telling your child that everything that her mother said was a lie and that she doesn't have those things that she's trying to be a liar, that pants on fire. Yeah, definitely capable. Yeah.
well, one, autism you have a lot of hidden or invisible disabilities between your hip, between your autism, between your autoprocessory disorder, which are all separate disabilities. Oh, and your severe dyslexia. They do always think you're lying about the hip. They always are insistent, even though it doesn't work right. You can see you limping on bad days. They come up to me and they're like, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying. And then they go to move it, and you sometimes have screamed at your dance teachers because it hurts so much. And then they're like, oh, yeah, when you were younger. When you were younger, you did it a lot more. Now you just kind of deal with the pain, and you're like, that's it. I guess you're just going to make me in pain, and I'm just going to hate your guts, which doesn't make for a great relationship between a dancer and a teacher. If you hate the people working with you, if you don't like them, if you don't trust them, how are you learning from them? It's a question I've had.
I don't get what mixed messages I send them because they think I like them.
The individual education plan, we're going to have to come up with a version for our studio, which is going to have like your severe dyslexia. It's going to have everything about you, your strengths, your weaknesses, which dance strengths and weaknesses you have. It's going to have ideas of what goals we can set for you. For you, it's going to be different than a preschooler coming in. A preschooler coming in, it might be we want to learn all the body part names by the end of the year. I know, crazy cool. But for a 5, 6, 7-year-old, it might be to start isolating movement of body parts. For our older dancers, it might be to perform a solo at the end of the season. Who knows? We don't know. I can't make a guess. Our teaching staff can't make a guess because we don't know everything about your child, do we, Leta?
Yes. Also examples of teachers who think I like them. I do not like you personally.
Well, okay. So, but one of the things that we're going to work on with this piece of paper, which I think you and I can both agree, is that this piece of paper is going to actually be written. People are going to wet sign the document. That means there will be ink on that document. We will have an abstract, an at a glance, whatever you want to call it, page sheet, where if a substitute comes into the classroom, they can see what's on that paper. If your child is starting a new class with a new teacher, they can see what's on that paper. And we are not just asking parents to come in. If you have an advocate you want to bring to the table, if you have an OT, an SLP, a physical therapist that you think has information that we need them at the table, because this is about giving our students the best environment and the best possible. This is about giving our students the best environment to enjoy dance for those who are just going to be hanging out and enjoy, or for kids like you who want to go somewhere else and want to go further with their dance career. This is about giving you the best possible environment to learn and grow into a beautiful young dancer.
I do get out his nose every 5 seconds because it has a bubble nose.
There is that. The document hasn't been named. We can't call it an IEP because an IEP has a legal definition and a legal term, and that is held by the school system. But I'm boring you. I know I'm boring you. We've also been in DC, enjoying DC. One of the reasons I've been pushing for this pre-registration is our teachers do need to know about this. Our teachers need this paperwork filled out. And I think parents should want to come in and talk to our teachers and want to get this paperwork filled out. This is new. This is exciting. This is something we have not seen at any other dance studios. This is something that when you're talking even autism dance classes, you drop your kid off and they put them in with, you're going to laugh, they put them in with all the other differently abled, and they treat all the differently abled dancers the same way.
Oh, and yet I don't have a physical disability, yet you think all those children have a physical disability, yet you say I lie about mine.
No, what they're doing.
I get into class by the autism. Unless you count being a very dumb 11 months old autistic child as they're being made by the autism. But not.
No, I think one of the things that we have to understand is the traditional studios have looked at all the differently abled. And yes, I do think in some ways they're dumb on this. And they're thinking someone in a wheelchair has the same mental issues as someone with Down syndrome. Someone with Down syndrome has the same physical issues as someone with autism. Someone with autism has the same limitations as someone with blindness and deafness. And
monkeys? Are we all monkeys?
Well, but your problem with saying you're all monkeys is you and I just went to the Smithsonian National Zoo this week. How many different types of monkeys are there? The monkeys may kind of look alike. They're in the same family, but they're not. Yeah, but are the monkeys? Yes. Leta. Yes.
But yeah.
No, I was asking another question. Are the monkeys all the same? I know they're in the same family, but they're not the same. They have different diets. They have different ways they interact with their families. They have different ways. They have a lot of differences. And gorillas the same way. We used to treat gorillas and monkeys the same, and then we're like, those silverbacks are slightly different. And apes of any kind. I mean, treating an orangutan like you would treat a silverback is just plain old. It's crazy. Butterflies. We now know butterflies. It's like different types.
Poison that if you eat them a second time, will kill you from the inside.
True. And there's a lot of, the differently abled community is all trying to fight for civil rights at the same time. There's a lot of different lingo depending on which community you're in. Within the autistic community, you're saying like monarchs are your trains. Let's be honest, tap and monarchs are your trains. I've had people at traditional dance studios as we're building this up go, why can't you just do this in a traditional studio? And then when I say something as simple as monarchs are your trains, they look at me and go, what do trains and monarchs have to do with each other?
See, told you they take that thing way too seriously. They take that joke way too seriously. Why do you think I have issues with taking stuff way too seriously? I say one word, they think I mean the truth. If I said, and I would jump it off, I would jump off into Jurassic Park, even though Jurassic Park isn't real. They would say, no, don't do that. I don't want you to die. They take things too seriously. Why you say I take things way too literally when they take every single sentence in the world so seriously? I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure some wars were made by one person just saying a simple, real joke that offends no one.
You're not wrong. Some wars have been just miscommunications and misunderstandings. But I've also been like, we've been saying we're going to accept you quirks and all. We've been talking about stimming. I have had so many traditional dance teachers come up and go, I don't know the lingo. So teach me the lingo. And then when I start trying to, I mean, I think to a point, yes, we need to teach them the lingo, but also one, Google exists. And I am getting a little flat out tired that it's teach me to have you in my studio. And it's like,
Neurotypical people keep asking us to explain why we're building it, and though we have like 50 videos on it. Okay, maybe not 50, but like all the videos are explaining it. So yeah, if you're asking this, just go to one of those videos. It's not like they've been erased from existence. I'm sorry that they have not been erased from existence, so you can go watch those videos and then come back to this video. I'm sorry, it's such a crime in your mind.
Yeah, this is why we have to have our own space for the autistic kids. Is you guys and even the older generation are getting a little tired of everything has to be trying to explain to the neurotypical, trying to explain to the neurotypical, trying to explain to the neurotypical. It has been as simple as your stim, one of your biggest stims, is doing a 3-point tap move. It is something you do unconsciously, it is something you do over and over when you are nervous, when you are bored, and you do a tap move. That's what unconscious means, is you're not conscious about it. I've had teachers come up to me and tell me they don't understand why you won't accept them trying to fix and correct this very unconscious movement. And when I try to explain that's a stim, it's unconscious. She can't control it. It's just what they do. I mean, have you seen stimming toys where people who move their hands a lot, all those poppy bubble toys are for stim toys. They're supposed to keep you from, banging a pencil on the desk. And the next week, it never fails. A teacher will come back up to me and go, she won't let me correct this. I don't know why she won't listen to me. Well, because it's
one time I've done a hard tap move. One time.
Quite frequently when you're stimming, and your stimming has always been tap. Like when you were in ballet classes as ballet 1, pre-ballet, and teachers were coming up to me and going, hey, she won't quit tapping in class. I'm like, that's a stim. And then they'd I'd explain what a stim was. They would go, oh, okay, I understand. And then the next week I would get, she is being so disrespectful by stimming in class. It's not conscious. If you would like to, you can smother it. But I don't think that's going to get you a happy kid, because then she's so busy worrying about whether or not she's stimming. She is not listening in class because she's trying to consciously keep from doing something unconscious. So which do you want her to do? Not do the thing, worry about not be doing something that she's doing unconsciously. Boy, does that not make any sense. Or listen to what you're trying to teach her in class. This seems like what you want to do is listen to what listen to you and learn.
That one time I had that one stem on my hand. That was a going whoop, whoop, whoop. And the one teacher today was really mean about it, and no, not gonna do that.
I mean, yeah, and it's not just that. It's, autistic kids who don't like looking people in the eye. I have over and over told traditional dance teachers, you don't like making eye contact. It is uncomfortable for you. And over and over and over. It's uncomfortable for me, and I will do it, but I'm 40 something. And I have been told my entire life, you will do this because this is what we expect of you. No one ever cares what's best for me and what makes me comfortable. And then they get very annoyed when I'm like, yeah, I don't care anymore.
But that's how people, that's why I don't like pizza, and then I'm like, not turning them in, like, you have to eat pizza. Yo, I'm not gonna have pizza in my brain. We had a time where ice cream was good.
You are completely, I know, you are completely right here. You absolutely hate the texture of pizza. You've had, from therapists to dance teachers, people try to force you to eat pizza. We're going to put that in our documents. So guess what? Okay, they have put it in your mouth. You have thrown it, forced you to eat it, and you've thrown it up. I don't get this. What is so hard? If you don't like looking people in the eyes, guess what? There are plenty of cultures where it is not appropriate to look someone in the eye, where it is considered looking into someone's soul. And unless you are very, very close, you're not allowed to do this. And you're talking about the pizza, it makes you physically gag. You're not picky. You just can't handle the texture. We know that there are sensory issues around food. There's paper after paper after paper after paper. Go ahead.
That's probably out of context, but one time I really threw up on the person. They never force feed me pizza again afterwards. I don't know that person anymore. But I guess after the child throws up on you 3 times in one day after eating pizza and it literally going down her throat and then it literally coming back out of her mouth and throwing up all over you, so you have to go from home infra, then trains close. I guess you just have force feeding the child. I mean, it's not like the child tried to tell you that she was going to throw up afterwards. I didn't want to throw up on
That's
clothes,
exactly what we're talking. But that's one of the things Autistic Wings is not going to force your child to eat food. We're not going to force them to look people in the eye. We are going to work with your child. And that means we have to know those things in advance. It would be helpful to have them written down. It would be helpful. I think it'd be helpful to our teachers too, because if you're working with all these kids, until you get to know them individually, you need something that goes, hey, this is what this child needs.
I just want to put that in so people would stop asking me why I won't try pizza again. I have been mentally scarred.
That's the thing. The more people force you to do something that you have a sensory issue with, the more you don't like it, the more you're not going to eat it, the more you aren't going to look people in the eye, the more you're not going to trust that adult. Why would you trust an adult who is constantly doing something that, with sensory issues? We know these physically hurt kids. You physically threw up because you had that gag reflex.
I hate trouble believing.
Yeah, but kids, I know, but think it through. It would be very hard to trust those adults again, wouldn't it? Because you see them as not only not caring about your boundaries. Do you see them as caring about you as much as they tried to forcibly change who you were?
Abuse puppy. Now, female abuse puppy, but that abuse puppy can speak English and walk on twos.
Yeah, I mean, there's the thing.
Not
And
necessarily abuse puppies. I mean, we've got 2 abuse puppies.
I know, but I think that's what a lot of dance teachers in neurotypical or in traditional dance studios don't understand is we can right now. No, I can't come into your studio because I can tell you this until I'm blue in the face. You can tell me you're going to do it until you're blue in the face. I have seen you do it with my child over and over and over, not just one studio. It's been multiple studios. I've heard you doing it with other children. There's a reason autistic kids are no longer in dance studios, no longer trust your studios. So, also, what's wrong with having your own space? What's wrong with when you are a marginalized group? Why can't you have a space to get away and just be yourselves?
That's me not liking you in my bubble because don't help me. When I get in your bubble, you get mad. You get mad. And yet it's perfectly fine when you get in my bubble. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, why can't I space invade your bubble? And yet everybody else, you say it's okay to space invade my bubble because I'm perfectly fine with it and you won't put, well, not everybody I know and know, but people I don't know pretend like I don't speak even though I do speak English. There are reasons why I don't talk.
You are correct on that. And these are things we need to know. We need to know if your child enjoys getting hugs. Because how many times have you been forced to give hugs to
500 to 1,065.
Yeah, I mean, you are constantly forced to give hugs. You're constant when you don't feel comfortable giving hugs. There are people who you do feel comfortable giving hugs to that you'll initiate that hug. But a lot of times you don't feel comfortable. And the more they force you to give hugs, the more you don't feel comfortable giving hugs. The more they force you to have physical contact, the more. And here's my thing, if I could go to an HR department and get someone reprimanded or fired for it, well, why is it okay to do to my child?
Oh, and also completely out of context, but yeah, I'm pretty sure even a normal, typical person don't like you coming behind them, talking to them behind them, and while touching their back, very close to their no-no. And this is not guys. This is not guys. I don't have. This is not guys. And Daryl, which confuses me too. But yeah, thank you. As it's creepy in general. Also, please just don't touch my shoulders, my behind, my back, on my shoulder blade, and behind my back, on my stomach, because that is just overall creepy.
I'm not disagreeing. It's probably about time to start wrapping this up, but no, this is why if you are planning on joining Autistic Wings Dance Company, you might want to think about getting in a little quicker so we can, like, this isn't not necessarily wait till the last moment to fill out this paperwork. Though I understand people who are doing that because let's be honest, I understand that. Quick thing, it is Tuesday. This is August 29th. Tuesday, September 3rd. September 3rd sounds about right. Yes, but I think no, I mean we're filming August 29th. This will premiere August 30th. Studio opens its doors September 3rd.
I mean, yep, I did
Yeah.
mute my mic.
That's okay. We are Miss Gail and Miss Brittany will be there September 3rd to welcome everyone to the studio. I would go to the website and I would register. Plus, we are keeping our classes extremely small for preschool. If you show up Tuesday to the preschool class, and let me check real quick because I did not think to get the schedule in front of me because that would be smart. Let me check our schedule real quick. Yeah. So, fun fact: if you are planning on doing our 9 a.m. preschool class, the babies class, we only have 3 slots in that class. So you might want to register today so that you can get one of those 3 slots, because I'd hate for you to be registered for the 9 a.m. preschool class on Tuesday morning and show up and we've got 10 preschoolers and we got a problem then. Because we are not going to do another issue real quick tacking on. Traditional studios classes are just too big. They are. I know, but that's Thursdays, not on Tuesdays. Even our older kids, your age group, we're only going to have 10 kids in a class. That's max. That's also one of the reasons we need our own studio space, because we need 3 studios going at once with all these limits. And I know someone out there is going to tell me that, well, but Amanda, you can't make any money if you only have 3 preschoolers in a class. You're losing money. Yeah, we're a nonprofit. It's
adorable.
I know. But here's the thing. We are a nonprofit. Most of the things you need with a nonprofit, we are not here to make money. However, if you'd like to donate, like Miss Gail Knowles last night donated $2,603 and some change. Say thank you, Miss Gail.
Thank you, Miss Gail. Would you please stop doing it? You are part of it. Stop donating. You're supposed to get other people to donate. Let's donate to Gail. Please get completely don't laugh at the Gail.
Yes, but donating this kind of money shows that Miss Gail is behind the project, which really helps us out. So she donated to the general fund. You can find that on our website. We're also accepting donations to our new building fund so that we can expand this to evening classes and adult classes. We have adults ready to dance as soon as we have a space for them. Did you know that, Leta?
Yes. I thought we probably need to wrap this up sometime soon.
My mic was off. Go register. Go fill out the paperwork. We will get you started on our dance version of an IEP if you or anyone you know has a good name for this, because I do think we're going to take this across the country and across the globe. So we need a cool name, because we can't keep calling it a dance version of an IEP. It needs its own cool name, probably not involving puppies. It could be worse. You have dance stuff to do. You have a concert Friday night. You're going to do Hound Dog Sunday. I think it's Saturday. I'll have to read. No, Saturday's jam, Sunday's showcase, I think. 3 days of tap straight coming up. You excited? 3 days of tap.
Am I excited to be stuck in the basement while we're probably coming home with basement phobia for at least a week like I did last time? No. Am I excited to show everybody my stuffed new spider? Yes. Well, to wear to but yes.
Yeah, you picked up a stuffed tarantula while we were at the National Zoo. All right, well, see. Oh, you have to go get the stuffed tarantula. We must show the entire podcast the stuffed tarantula. Here's a stuffed tarantula. So comment with ideas. Comment if you're excited to be joining the studio. Comment if you're excited to see something like this coming off. Text us with any ideas that you might have within the community of what we need to do next with this studio, or ideas for the name of this paperwork, because 504 and individualized educational plan are taken. All right, shall we say bye until next week, Leta?
Bye bye. I have a adorable stuffed tarantula. Bye-bye.
Have a good week, everyone.
Okay, well, thank you for watching the podcast, and please subscribe, and also look at that adorable paper. So if you want to subscribe for it, and also please leave a like, and don't forget, if you subscribe to our stuff, you won't miss any of our new podcast stuffies. And also, did you see that adorable PJ? Don't you like it?